What is going on, ladies and gents? How you guys doing? Welcome to the live stream. If you're on the replay, you can hit the fast forward button, and we're going to get into some cool things this morning.
Matching up the
Like
results as though this
Naheed
was a real.
Nenshi. We're going to get into Naheed Nenshi this morning. We're going to talk a little bit about
Hi there, MLE Pete Guthrie.
Peter Guthrie. We're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about some unhinged
Got word that
lefties.
the Alberta government has amended the citizen.
Yep, that's going to happen. And we're just going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to have a little bit of discussion and dialogue. Let me get my friends over on Instagram Live here. Let's have a little chat and a discussion. I just want to say good morning to all you folks, wherever you're from. Let me know where you're watching from. It's just a little Saturday morning with BertaProudDad, BertaProud Mom's in the background there. I don't know what she's doing. She's getting things done. She's getting all ready for our Christmas vacation. One thing that we've been very blessed to be able to do this year is we're taking our entire family, including my daughter's husband, because that would be weird if you left him out. He's part of the family. He married into the family, so there's that. We're going to Mexico for Christmas. I think we flew out Christmas Day when we got married, right? Yeah, when we got married on a cruise ship, BertaProud Mom and myself, and we spent Christmas driving to Seattle to get on a plane. Ended up backwards on the interstate, almost stuck in Salt Lake City, Utah, and then made it to LA to get our marriage license, and then we got married on the Norwegian Star cruise ship. And it was you know what, I would do it again, because you got your wedding plus your honeymoon all built into one. You hear these people who get married and then they never have a honeymoon. I had it all into one. We got Cam from RM of Paddockwood, Saskatchewan. I'm going to Saskatchewan tomorrow. Leanne from Irricana, not too far from me, just north of me. Jerry, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well. Merry Christmas to everybody. And we're a Merry Christmas channel, by the way. We're not Happy Holidays or with season's greetings. We're a Merry Christmas channel, and stay offended if that offends you. Because keep Christ in Christmas is how I run my life. Coffee's hitting pretty good. Coffee's hitting good. So yeah, first time actually spending it on the beach, I would say. But we are really excited. Nicholas Drumheller, just north of me, about 45 minutes. Welcome in. Welcome in. Nanaimo, BC. Went to rehab in Nanaimo. Nanaimo will always have a special place in my heart because that's where I got sober. And as you guys know, I'm open about my struggles that I had with drugs and alcohol. March 6, 2021, I decided to take my life back. Entered rehab March 10th of 2021. I've been sober since March 6th. I went to rehab 4 days sober. Nanaimo, British Columbia, went to a rehab facility called Edgewood. I have nothing but good things to say about them, and I'm very open about my struggles with addiction and mental health. And it's literally changed my life getting sober. I would not be the man I am today if I didn't realize I had a problem and I had to deal with it. Here we are. So thank you for that, Catherine. Merry Christmas. Gerald, Merry Christmas. We're just gonna get into some stuff and share it out, guys. Share it out. I know it's early for some people, and just enjoy your coffee with me. Let's do it, and I'll try to get to comments as best as I can. Okotoks, what's up, Catherine? See our people on Instagram real quick here. We got On the Goon and Dryden, big old mill in Dryden. I know where you are. Didsbury, what's going on? Merry Christmas from Markham. Have fun in Mexico. Thanks, Sonia. Love your work. Moved to Alberta in October to Blackfalds. Nice. Merry Christmas as well, Sandra. Trying to get everybody I can over on the Insta. Lockport, Manitoba, what's up? We got Anita from Ontario, James in Edmonton. Thank you, everybody over on Instagram for coming in, and all the other platforms. We appreciate you guys. Darren from Edmonton. There we are. Okay, well, let's I want to bring up Amanda Chapman. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go through some content that I've already done, and then some videos that I'm going to be doing. And we're just going to get get talking about it, and just I want to see your reaction to it. I want to see what you guys have to say to it, and I'll give my reaction to it. This is kind of what it is. I just wanted to come live and hang out with you guys. So this is a video I did. You might have seen it, but let's react to it a little further about Amanda Chapman, who was the Shadow Minister of Education in Alberta, also MLA, NDP MLA. So let's watch this.
Gentlemen, meet Amanda Chapman.
The minister should have apologized today. He issued an order that was very clear, directing school boards to remove sexually explicit material.
She's the Shadow Minister of Education. She's also an NDP MLA. She's also somebody who stood up in the legislature and defended having books that had one teenage boy giving another teenage boy fellatio in public schools. Yep, she said those books should stay there. So this is my call out for Amanda Chapman. I don't know if you have kids, but you probably have nieces or nephews or something like that. Are you going to read that book to them? I was just wondering. So let me know. And for those of you that don't know, Amanda Chapman is the only recall petition that's out there that makes any sense, because reading books like that to children is literally child abuse, in my opinion. So those of you who live in Calgary, Beddington, there's more going to be coming out on this. I'm going to be helping people push that Beddington recall of Amanda Chapman.
Sorry, my mic was muted. My bad. So there it is, Amanda Chapman. So that is the Shadow Minister of Education, an MLA who represents the NDP party in Alberta. So out of all the recall petitions out there that the left has spread, okay, and it's all bullshit. There's really not one MLA that they're trying to recall where there is a valid reason for it. Amanda Chapman, on the other hand, there is an absolutely 100% valid reason for it. Amanda Chapman condones books in public schools and fought to keep those books there. And Danielle Smith, God bless her heart, took these books out. And the education minister, Dimitrios Nicolaitis, absolutely amazing human being. I got a chance to sit down with him. If you haven't seen the interview, go look for it. They literally want to keep books in school where it shows one teenage boy giving another teenage boy fellatio. That on itself is warranted of a recall petition. Amanda, any human being, any mother, any father, any uncle, sister, brother, whatever it is, if you care about kids, you know kids should not be subjected to that kind of content. So there is a recall petition that has been approved for Amanda Chapman in Calgary, Beddington. If you are in that riding, stay tuned to the channel. We want to make sure that this recall petition goes through, because she does not deserve a seat in the legislature. Now, a lot of people from Calgary, Beddington have been reaching out to me. Where do I sign? Where do I sign? That is coming up in the new year. They're getting their canvassers together. They're doing all the things under Elections Alberta and how they have to do it. And people will be going door to door. I will also be hosting an event, or no, I'm not hosting the event. I will be speaking at the event. So if you're in Calgary, we would love to see you guys there. And we'll do like a little meet and greet, and you'll be able to sign there. And we are going to make sure that Amanda Chapman faces the music when it comes down to her position of Shadow Minister and representing a constituency. A lot of people from Calgary, Beddington have been reaching out to me, and they've said, tell me where to sign. You know what? Even people who have voted for her last election have reached out to me and said, I don't think I'm a conservative, but she definitely doesn't have to be in, she doesn't deserve the job that she has. So it's not like they're saying, oh, I'm going to vote conservative if the recall goes through, but they're saying, I don't want Amanda Chapman to represent me anymore. So I want to be clear on that. It's not like they've reached out to me and said they're diehard conservatives. They're just pissed off that she actually condoned these books in schools. So those people are going to be signing the petition. So we have a very good chance. Amanda Chapman only won by, I believe, 580 votes, something like that. So we need to get 60% of that. We get 60%, we go to a recall, and we could very well see Amanda Chapman ousted as the MLA for Calgary Beddington. And out of all the recall petitions, and don't get me wrong, if there was another conservative that did the same thing, I would be pushing that 100%. Connie McInnes asked, is she a parent? I don't know. I didn't do a deep dive into Amanda Chapman, but she's probably an aunt. right? She probably has family. And that's why I said in that video, would you read this to your kids? And I want to see if there is a response from her, because I want to see a response. Just like Janice Irwin, would you read that book to your family, right? To children. So stay tuned to the channel, hit that follow button, share it out. If you are from Calgary, Beddington, we are going to be doing events to make sure that we get those signatures, and I'm all for it. I'm working. I'm not, how do I say this? I have nothing to do with the petition other than using my influence and my platform to push the petition for the organizers, because obviously I have a bigger reach than they do. And when it comes down to this recall specifically, because of this book specifically, and because of the sick ideology of this book, I 100% want to have her recalled. That's what we're going to do. And I've been getting attacked on it. They're crazy, these people. Somebody Google Earthed my house the other day and wrote a comment, basically, you drive this truck and with this license plate, you have this travel trailer and this. Okay. Thanks for saying you know how to use Google Earth. And I don't have the travel trailer anymore. I drive a different truck. So that's how I knew specifically that they used Google Earth, because I went onto Google Earth, looked at my address, and my travel trailer's there, my truck's there, my license plate's there. Like, it was absolutely insane. But when you are over the target, we know what happens, right? When you're over the target, these sort of attacks happen, and we're here for it. We really don't care. We're going to continue exposing it. So Amanda Chapman, we are going to be pushing for you to be fired. So enjoy. Okay, let's bring up the next guy. And you guys might have seen him on TikTok. I don't even know who this guy is. This was sent to me, and I figured we'll do a reaction on it.
Word that the Alberta government has amended the Citizen Initiative regulations. From now on, any Citizen Initiative has a $25,000 application fee instead of $500, effectively silencing the voices of all but the wealthiest among us. The UCP is trying to take away all the tools we have to hold them accountable. We need to get loud and remind them who's in charge.
Oh, that's some funny ass shit right there. Can we play this part again? 1 second, bear with.
That the Alberta government have to hold them accountable. We need to get loud and remind them who's in charge.
I wonder if they're selling those hats. You guys see the hat? Recall Pitt. But I'm the one that's called a grifter. I bet you any money they're selling those hats, right? We got to remind them who's in charge. So yeah, Danielle Smith changed the Citizen Initiative petition and the act. You have to raise $25,000. Sorry, you have to have $25,000 to do it. And basically, I'm on board with it, because what this does is stop people like this guy.
Word that the Alberta government has
from putting forward a citizen initiative because his feelings got hurt, right? I can tell you right now, I would have no problem putting forward a $25,000 bond, or whatever you want to call it, putting forward a citizen initiative to protect the kids in this province. But these people are doing it because they hate the Danielle Smith government. There's no other reason for it. So she changed it. So these petitions, which cost a ton of money already, nobody can just do it because their feelings got hurt. Because this is a guy whose feelings are hurt.
Initiative regulations. From now on, any Citizen Initiative has a $25,000 application fee instead of.
Feelings are totally hurt. And you know what? At the end of the day, if you believe in democracy, if you believe in governance, wait to go to the polls and vote for the NDP if you don't like it. But you can't just spend $500 and then just tie things up because your feelings got hurt. And that's exactly what's going on with the NDP party right now. Is they have all these things happening because they create these wedge issues, especially around trans rights and all this other shit, that they come in and they say, well, it's about this, it's about that. What about the economy? Right? Like, this is what I never understand with the NDP and the Hidenchi and the Janice Irwins and the Amanda Chapmans, is they're so against Alberta making money. They call Danielle Smith out on a deficit, but we're tied to the federal government and what they've done to our energy industry, because we are tied to energy, whether you guys like it or not. We are. And they come out and they're like, Danielle Smith is wrong. She does this. She does that. She does this. What's your solution, Naheed Denchi? Lefties, what's your solution? Your solution is to throw more money. We don't have the money to throw at it because if you haven't noticed, we've been handcuffed everywhere by this federal government. It's an absolute disaster. And we're just supposed to sit here and throw money at something that we don't have. This is their solution, is they don't have a solution, right? They don't have a solution. So attack, attack, attack. And that's what they do with Danielle Smith, is they attack her. I talked with Danielle Smith, Berta Proud Mom and I, we talked to Danielle Smith the other night, the UCP Christmas party. It was a great conversation. This is the first time Berta Proud Mom met her. And you know what? We'll have more conversations with her. And you know what the new lefty tactic is? Because I am now bought and paid for by the Smith government because I am now talking with Smith. No, or how about this? Maybe I understand how politics works, and I understand how I would like to see the Alberta government move forward on certain things. So maybe they're reaching out to me. Has anybody ever thought that? Oh, my followers have. They're like, yeah, you know what? BertaProudDad's getting the recognition he deserves. The haters are all automatically, he's getting paid by the Smith government. Trust me, guys, I'm not getting paid by anybody at all. We were just having a conversation this morning, Berta Proud Mom and myself, about the new podcast studio we just put in the basement. And that was a lot of money to put that podcast studio in. We're waiting on furniture and stuff right now and equipment. We're going to be putting the studio in. We got amazing guests lined up for 2026. Super pumped about it. And we were just talking about sponsorships, right? And because we're going to need to get sponsors for the show, because there's things we're going to want to do this year. Go to Ottawa, Vancouver, other places to cover, pretty crazy stories that are going to happen. And we were talking about these sponsorships, and I said, but the only thing about sponsorships is you go in this crazy world of politics. People want to buy your voice and have you push their message, but we're looking for sponsorships that just want the exposure to their business, and they're not going to be able to control our voice. That's going to be clear in the contract. As a sponsor of the podcast or of the channel, you have no weight or no say on how the content gets distributed. You are sponsoring because you see the channel already and what we do, and that's it, right? Yeah. And that's going to be hard to get sponsorships because of that, but I will do this out of my own pocket until we get the actual sponsorships that align with us and know that they can't control our voice, because we're never going to be able to do that. But like everything in media, it costs money. We are up against CBC, CTV, Global, all these other places. That's why it's super important for you guys to support the channel, whether you subscribe to the channel, go into the Facebook subscriptions, or buy the merch, whatever it might be. That allows us to do the things we're doing. So we appreciate you. So we're going to continue on. Let's see Peter Guthrie. You guys know who Peter Guthrie is. If you're from Alberta, you definitely do. Let's watch Peter here.
Hi there, MLA Pete Guthrie here. Just want to give you a quick update. Effective December 18th, Elections Alberta has approved a new name. Our name is now the Progressive Tory Party of Alberta. So that's right, there will be another conservative option on the ballot in the next election. One that is socially reliable, fiscally responsible, and answers to all of you. So there's going to be a lot more to say and to come as time goes on here and in the new year. But for now, remember to mark Tory on your ballot.
These guys definitely aren't content creators. That was one of the driest speeches I've ever heard in my life, or driest videos. And you see his little at the end. Like, what is that? Right? Like that's literally like, I don't understand it. But anyway, that's Peter Guthrie, ousted out of the UCP party, had a temper tantrum, moved on to create another conservative party in Alberta, which, if you're any sort of conservative or a critical thinker, you guys absolutely understand this. If you we've seen this before. This is how the NDP got in with a split vote. He wants to split the vote because his feelings got hurt. He wants to do it at the expense of Albertans. That's exactly what he's trying to do here. And Peter Guthrie, my message, I sent him a message this 2-3 weeks ago. I don't know if he's seen it, and I wrote a couple comments on his stuff. Peter Guthrie, we know you're sponsored. We know you have people backing you financially. I don't. right? So here's my message to Peter, and this is what I told him. You're going to spend millions of dollars attacking me because I'll be one of the only people attacking you, and I'm going to spend nothing but my time. And that's literally what it is. I'm going to spend nothing but my time. I don't need to spend money attacking Peter Guthrie. I have the influence on social media to do so. And it's not even an attack. It's literally the truth. And that's called splitting the vote. And this is the messages I'm getting all the time in comments. This guy pisses me off, just wants to split the vote. And that's what we're not going to allow to happen again, right? We're not going to allow to happen. So he's already had help from NDPers, MLAs that are across the aisle. And why else would NDP people be supporting Peter Guthrie? Why else would that be happening? The only reason why it's happening because they know if Peter Guthrie is successful in splitting the vote, the NDP get in, right? So we are going to need all of you to share the content. And well, we promote, or we ask you guys to share all the time. But when you see Peter Guthrie stuff, if you're Albertan, definitely share it, because we need to ensure that Tory party that he talks about, which is basically a progressive, which is basically a liberal, okay? The Liberal Party of Alberta, that's basically what he's the head of now. Basically what that party is, literally that cannot stand a chance and can't gain support. And we're going to make sure that happens. So Peter Guthrie, your time in politics are over, my man. And we are going to do, like I said, I'm going to spend my time, not money, making sure that Albertans know. And if I have to do a speaking tour around Alberta to counteract your speaking tours, I have a challenge. I bet you I get more people in my events than you do. And that sounds kind of childish, but it actually probably wouldn't be a bad idea, because it would be a way to show Peter Guthrie that he doesn't have the support, right? And I'm not saying I've never done a public speaking event, like in public. I've done private events, but a public one I've never done. And I'm curious. I don't think I could fill a room, like a big room, but I could fill a room. You know what I mean? And I think I could do a bigger room than Peter. And we're going to ensure that happens. So if we got to get to that point, Peter, we're going to get that point, because we want to tell Albertans exactly your strategy, and that's to split the vote because your butt hurt. Because you probably got, now I'm not saying this is allegedly, you probably have a deal with somebody that ensures something for you to screw over the rest of the province. Just saying. So how many of you in the chat would come to a public speaking event that was hosted by me? Just curious. Now, lots of people will say no. Some people will say yes. But I'm just curious. I'm do a little poll here while we're having our coffee. And be honest, I'm not going to get offended if you say no. Like, that's I got to gauge it. Right? This is how I do it. If people aren't interested in it, then I definitely don't have to do it, right? Yeah, there's a lot of yeses coming in. So I appreciate that, Pam. So there's a lot of yeses. That's good. Well, there you go. Yes, I would buy a ticket and come. So we are I'm in talks with some people in Hinton, Alberta right now. And Hinton would kind of be cool, because I grew up in Hinton and I graduated high school in Hinton. Cue the comments. This guy never graduated high school. Sorry, guys. It's Saturday. I'm having fun. And it just makes sense. So some people that, I actually went to high school with, they reached out to me and they're like, you have a huge group of people who love you in Hinton, Alberta. And I was like, yeah, I imagine, because I went to high school in Hinton. And they said, would you be interested in doing an event? And I said, absolutely. So they're going to look into some places that we can hold events. I said, you have to have 2 rooms, one for 60 people and one for 100 plus, because if we go over the 60 allotment, we have to move to the 100 plus venue, right? So that's kind of what we're working on right now. I already have 1 speaking event scheduled, and more will come on that January 17th. We're just finalizing the location, I believe, and I will be public. That's in Southern Alberta. I will be speaking at that one. And I'm really actually hoping that the NDP come out with their signs and protest At every event I do. So part of the sponsorship for the podcast is if we do acquire some of these sponsors, it's going to allow us to move around the province and do these public speaking events. So we're really excited about that too. All right. So that was Peter. We don't want Peter to split the vote. There's probably a shirt going to come out because of that. But thanks, Peter. We appreciate you. You're awesome. And if it's in Hinton, it's a hell yeah. I'll be there. Nice. So we're definitely going to be doing one in Hinton for sure. I can see whereabouts in southern Alberta. I believe it's in Fort McLeod. I'm pretty sure that's where I'll be. But yeah, pretty excited about it. All right. So talking about the splitting the vote and what happens if we split the vote. Naheed Nenshi gets in. Let's see what's going on with Naheed Nenshi. Here's the next clip from
pitching up the results as though this was a real consultation and suggesting spending millions more dollars of Albertans' money on referenda, on keeping Albertans angry at Ottawa. You know, we also did a series of consultations this summer. In fact, nearly as many people came to our town halls as came to the Alberta Next panels without spending any government money on advertising. And Albertans said something very different. They said they hate separatism. They don't want the government to continue to pander to separatists. They said they hands off their pensions, hands off the RCMP. And they said, most important, please focus on cost of living, focus on job creation, focus on strong public health care and strong public education. Instead, this government wants to pick more fights. Or do they? They released this panel in the afternoon on the Friday before Christmas and said, we'll look at these recommendations over the next few months. So it may be the Premier is running away from the panel that she herself chaired.
That's typical Naheed Nenshi fashion. So here's my message to Naheed Nenshi, and he knows this, and Naheed Nenshi knows who I am. Okay, like Janice Irwin definitely does. She waved at me in the legislature when I was introduced in the legislature. Janice Irwin. That's literally how she looked. Like her fucking teeth and everything. Like just being smug about it, right? Naheed didn't even look. He just faced forward. Anyway, here's my message to Naheed Nenshi. You're not the Premier. You're not the Premier. So now you're chastising the Premier for going out and talking to Albertans? Like, what world do we live in here? Like, you're chastising Danielle Smith for going out talking to Albertans about what they would want to see in their province at a grassroots level, literally doing what no other Premier in this country is doing, and you turn around because you know what Albertans want and chastise her for doing it because your little group of people, because you're a minority government. The Albertans didn't want you. You weren't even there. But at the end of the day, like, how long did you sit in the fucking gallery for? Anyway, off track. You're saying that talking to Albertans is wrong. Pretty sure Premier Smith is not running away. Well, I've been face to face with Premier Smith on multiple occasions, right? Shook her hand, had great discussion and dialogue with her. Who do you think? Well, I know she runs. I know she runs. She probably runs in the gym. We know Naheed doesn't, right? And people will say, "Oh, that's fat. That you're fat shaming Naheed Nenshi." No, I'm not fat shaming Naheed Nenshi. Naheed Nenshi does all this all on his own. That's exactly what Naheed Nenshi does. He is vile. The guy, again, going back to Amanda Chapman on the first video I showed you guys, going back to Amanda Chapman, this man also stood up in the legislature and wanted a book that showed two boys giving each other fellatio to stay in public schools. So Naheed Nenshi is free fucking game as far as I'm concerned. So don't get angry at me. Don't get angry at me. If Naheed Nenshi becomes the Premier of this province is finished. I hope everybody absolutely realizes that. Right? This province will be dead. Done. Finished. We are done with far leftist ideology. This is the last conservative stronghold in the country. Is right here. There are other conservative strongholds like northern British Columbia, parts of Saskatchewan, But even the Saskatchewan's starting to see a growth of NDPers or leftists. Manitoba is just, it's certain parts has conservatism. Northern Ontario, there's conservatism in it, but they still vote Liberal in certain places, like Patty Haidu in the Thunder Bay area, because there's a lot of social services there. But when it comes down to the absolutely, can you pass me that book, please, BertaProudDad? So we got Naheed Nenshi saying that chastising Danielle Smith for doing something no other premier has done. And then on top of it, I'm gonna play that video back again because you guys all have to hear it. Thank you. We had just as many people. No, you didn't. You didn't. You did not have just as many people at your panels because you guys didn't do as many panels. Danielle Smith absolutely went out there and listened to Albertans, and there will be content coming up, and came up with a whole summary and a plan of what they're going to do. And it's not good. Nothing is good enough for Naheed Nenshi. Nothing. The guy destroyed Calgary, first of all. Destroyed and set the foundation for Jody Gondek to come in and destroy it even further. Right? I'm still waiting to hear back from Naheed Nenshi of what happened to the infrastructure money in Calgary. What happened to all of the inspections that where'd that money go? Big blue rings and millions of dollars worth of artwork. That doesn't smell of corruption at all. At all. So, yeah. Let's play this back, and I want to hear you guys' reaction after my reaction.
Packaging up the results as though this was a real consultation and suggesting spending millions more dollars of Albertans' money on referenda, on keeping Albertans angry at Ottawa. You know, we also did a series of consultations this summer. In fact, nearly as many people came to our town halls as came to the Alberta Next panels without spending any government money on advertising. And Albertans said something very different. They said they hate separatism. They don't want the government to continue to pander to separatists. They said they hands off their pensions, hands off the RCMP. And they said, most important, please focus on cost of living, focus on job creation, focus on strong public health care and strong public education. Instead, this government wants to pick more fights. Or do they? They released this panel in the afternoon on the Friday before Christmas and said, we'll look at.
Is anybody else done with this guy? Like anybody? Anybody else? I'm going to do a quick plug on my friend Lisa Merle's book, Buck the Rainbow Unicorn. Somebody can tag Lisa on Twitter and on every platform. I would appreciate it. This is the top-selling LGBTQ plus book in Canada right now, one of the top sellers. And I'm going to be seeing Lisa either tomorrow or the next day. We're going to do some content on this. Buck the Rainbow Unicorn. Get it. It is BertaProudDad approved. I'm going to have Lisa on the show. We're going to talk about it. And it's nice. It's about a unicorn. It's a children's book, guys. It's a children's book. So, you know, this would be perfect for your kids. And definitely go and check it out. I would appreciate it. So yeah, I'm done with Naheed Nenshi just as much as you guys are. And we're going to, 2026 is going to be a huge year for us. And I want to do more of these live streams. This is the thing, like I've been so busy lately. Like if you've been following me, if you go back into my channel and you look at the videos, I've been everywhere in this country this year. You know, I've been to Nova Scotia, Vancouver, Northern Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Northern Ontario, multiple times. I just got back from Ontario. And you guys got to remember, when I'm in these places, I'm talking to people, right? So I'm talking to people that are progressives, that are liberals, that are conservatives. And every single discussion that I've had in public has been respectful. It just seems to be online where everybody just gets this sort of persona that they hate their life so much that they're just going to project it onto somebody. And I'm going to give a huge shout out to Wyatt Claypool here, because he put it into perspective to me when I was at that UCP and I hope he doesn't mind that I share this. When I was at the UCP Christmas party, Wyatt Claypool said how he deals with haters, and it's perfect. It's a perfect example of how to do it. When somebody says anything vulgar to you, or anything hateful, or anything like they want to hurt you, or whatever it might be, anything that is just a shitty comment, how you look at that is the comment reads, "I don't like your content." Easy. When somebody says, "I love you, you're amazing, it's awesome," and they're really pumping you up, how you look at that is, "I really love your content." And that's it. Right? That's it. And so shout out to Wyatt for that. That was put it into perspective, and it was awesome. Are you doing any speaking events at Edmonton? I would love to, Angela. So this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build up a panel of people. So trying to build up a bunch of people that are really passionate about politics, really passionate about, public speaking events and education and doing things. And building a panel of these people that will meet with me once every couple of weeks via Zoom. And we are going to start organizing events in different areas in the country. BertaProudDad@gmail.com is the best way to get a hold of me if you want to join something like that. And basically what we're going to do is we are going to start events, but I can't have outreach in every city and every town. So basically I have a person that is going to organize the event, set up the location, and do all that. And then we will run the other part from our end. And then, yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at in 2026 when it comes to these events. So then it'll basically be, you have an ambassador for each place that will be doing the event, and we'll promote it from our end. So yes, I would love to do one in Edmonton. Janice Irwin's riding if we can. That'd be amazing. But yeah, so that's kind of what we have going on for 2026. And I want to touch on independence real quick, because a lot of people, they don't really understand what my position is on independence. So after heavy consideration, right, and after it took me a while to get here, I am for an independent Alberta, 100%. It doesn't mean that I hate my country. That's not what that means. But I hate what's happening to Alberta, and I'm done with it. I love Canadians. I love the people in this country. Well, some of them. But enough is enough when it comes down to Ottawa. And, after we saw these floor crossers, and after we saw, the budget go through with Elizabeth May saying, "I will never support that again," because she got completely played, I was done. I that was the icing on the cake, and I am fully in support. I was already there. I just didn't know, everybody's got their line. Everybody's got their line. So I support an independent Alberta. And if I lose followers over that, so be it. Like, I'm not here for that, right? So I just want to make sure that people understand where my position is on this. I support independent Alberta, but I support Canada too. I want what's best for every province. And I believe that if Alberta goes to referendum and we see a separation, a pro-separation result from that, we are going to hold more leverage at the table, especially if Saskatchewan does the same, and Quebec, right? So, this is about leverage. This is about messaging. This is about showing Ottawa that we are done, that we are finished. And most of the hate I get is not even from Albertans. It's from people in the East. And even people in the East, they appreciate us separating as well. So it's the internet. It's a weird place. I'm just getting over hiccups. I had hiccups for like 36 hours. Cue the comments. Stand on your head for 45 minutes. Drink water. Hold your breath. I've tried it all, except the standing on your head for 45 minutes. I can't stand on my head. That's dangerous. I don't want to do that. But yeah. So just being clear on where I stand on separation is important to me. And I want to make sure that you guys know where it is, where I stand on. And even people from the separation movement. So it took me a long time to get here, right? This is what I don't understand. And yeah, I'm going to call some people out, but not by name. But like, some people were like, "Oh, so now he joins our movement." Like, I'm not joining any movement. I'm coming out and saying I'm pro-separation, right? I'm not joining anything. I'm coming out and saying I'm pro-independence. That's what I'm coming out and saying. But they're chastising me because I didn't enter into it earlier. So can you tell me how you garner support by bullying people into your movement or out of your movement? Can anybody tell me that? It doesn't work. And it's not ever going to work. And I don't know what planet you have to live on to think that that's going to work. People need to understand one thing when it comes down to conservatism, or don't understand. I don't care either way. We are on the same team, and sometimes you don't have to like one another, but you should respect the fact that you're on the same team. And that's what they do on the other side. That's what they do over there. And if we don't get on board with that, we will continue to have split votes. We will continue to lose elections, and we will continue to let them use all of that ammo against us. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple at that point. If you don't understand that, then I don't know what else to tell you. You probably should just get out of the political spectrum altogether because, well, there's no need for you to be in it because you don't understand basics of support, right? That's how I look at it anyway. All right. Well, let's do the guy we've made famous here. Do you guys know who I'm talking about when I say that? I want to see it in the comments. Who have we made famous in the last 72 hours? Who have we made famous? If you guys can let me know in the chat, I would appreciate it. Let's go check on our guys on Instagram here real quick. Just looking at the comments. Instagram's always slow in the live streams, but it's good. But I want to see if anybody can, who have we made famous in the past 48 hours, if there's still people here watching. Because I'm out of coffee. I drank the rest of my coffee. We could be lagging though, because what are your thoughts about digital? Oh, Ed, James, you win. You win, James. Ed. Bev comes in, unshaven bush. And I want to get to this too. So stick around for the digital ID conversation, because you guys won't like my answer on it. But anyway, Ed's the guy we made famous. So let's watch Eddie here for a second.
What the absolute fuck? This is disgusting. Conservatives are disgusting. This is from a guy named BertaProudDad. He sells these on his website, BertaProudDad.com. Fuck. You know what? If I saw somebody wearing this in public, I'd fucking walk up to them and tell them they were a fucking idiot. Like, seriously, I really would. I couldn't care who it was. Like, seriously, this is disgusting. What do you guys think? Comments and reposts appreciated. Thank you. Bye now.
Oh, man. So let's break this down in marketing. So as many of you guys probably don't know, I have a Bachelor of Business Administration. I majored in marketing and I minored in communications. Okay. So I literally went to school for this shit. I don't know if Ed's gone to school for marketing, but Ed just passed the class. Ed just did everything you need to do to sell a product, except he did it for a hater. He did it for me. And the thing is, this shirt's amazing. Like, this shirt is our #1 seller on the website. When you go to my website and you go to the merchandise, it actually, I don't know why it does this, but it categorizes everything and how popular it is. So pages 1 through 6 or 7, however many pages we have, this elbows down has been on the top for forever, right? And the thing is like, Ed literally gets unhinged, angry, passive aggressive, uses my username so people will come find me, and then puts my website out there, and then asks for reposts and shares. #thanks Ed. Absolutely. He did amazing. And because of that, many people went and bought the shirt. And I am hoping many people do, because wearing your opinion on your sleeve is exactly what we are after here. It's got nothing to do with Ed. Ed is entitled to his opinion, but we both know, or we all know, that Ed's not going to talk up to anybody. And because Ed's from Calgary, his username is Ed_Calgary on TikTok. But the thing is 90% of our sales in the past 48 hours have gone to people in Calgary because he said he'll walk up to somebody wearing that shirt. And we sold a lot. And I know we have a lot going out east as well, because we actually believe in wearing your opinion on your sleeve. So Ed, bless his heart, literally just promoted me, and he doesn't like me. And if you go to his TikTok profile, Ed_Calgary, you'll see other videos he's made about me. Because what I started doing is I started overlaying the image. So I'll put like a like this on there, like using him, right? Basically, because it's the internet, and you have people in his comment section now saying you should sue BertaProudDad. You should #sue me. Like, I don't care. You don't get to make a public video trying to chastise somebody and then don't expect that somebody isn't going to use that video. Like, people need to understand community guidelines on Facebook. Like look at me, for instance. I have fake profiles made of me. I have fake images made of me. I have all this. It is what it is. But like, this is what they want to do, right? Like, #sue BertaProudDad. Go ahead. Fuck, I don't care. Like, whatever. If I get sued, it's more content to make. But we just want to thank Ed for everything he's done to help us out. And if you've gotten a shirt, let me know. Let me know. And if you're going to get a shirt, let me know as well, because these things are literally the #1 seller again. And just know that you are literally helping a small business, an independent media agency, grow and expand and keep getting the message out. And Ed did exactly that. Let's watch it again, guys. Let's watch it again. I can't stop watching this.
What the absolute fuck? This is disgusting. Conservatives are disgusting. This is from a guy named BertaProudDad. He sells these on his website, BertaProudDad.com. Fuck. You know what? If I saw somebody wearing this in public, I'd fucking walk up to them and tell them they were a fucking idiot. Like, seriously, I really would. I couldn't care who it was. Like, seriously, this is disgusting. What do you guys think? Comments and reposts appreciated. Thank you. Bye now.
Comments and reposts appreciated. Thank you. Bye now. I appreciate you, Ed. And I did a video yesterday. You can go check it out on all my socials where I thanked Ed, because Ed actually unblocked me. So he had me blocked when he did that, and when he made this video, and he unblocked me. So I'm super pumped for that. Do they only come in black? Yes, they only come in black, and they don't come in hoodie form. They only come in t-shirt form. But everybody who is purchasing them and buying them, we really appreciate you guys. And it is a good message. Elbows down, ass up. Look at what Carney's done. He ran on an elbows up message, and we took that message after he literally stabbed everybody in the back and that voted for him. And we went and we made this shirt. And this shirt represents exactly what's going on and what his administration is doing. Elbows down, ass up policy. He's doing nothing for the Canadian people. He's made a lot of promises and went to a lot of news conferences and traveled a lot of miles on that jet on the taxpayer dime, and literally has accomplished nothing as the prime minister. So here we are. Elbows down, ass up. Go grab it. Go get it. Go see it. We appreciate it. And James, #thanks, Ed. I thought about coming up with a #thanks, Ed. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. I can't put it on screen, but I can put it on my phone. People are saying you should make a shirt for Ed. We're not making a shirt for Ed, but I did come up with this shirt yesterday. And we're just having fun. Like, that's all we're doing is having fun here. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Okay, digital ID. I want to talk about digital ID real quick if you guys are interested. So here's my thing. A lot of people are saying that Danielle Smith has digital ID and she's for digital ID, yada, yada, yada. You guys are missing the whole thing here. There is no digital ID. Your identification is going to be digitized. So I have my insurance cards in here. I have my driver's license in here already in case I forget it. I have a bunch of other documents in here already. And all they did is put it on a platform. Okay. They're getting ahead of what the federal government is already doing. And the thing is I am not for digital ID, but that's not digital ID. When a cop pulls you over and runs your driver's license, where are they running it from? A computer. Okay. When you go to the bank and you get a mortgage, where are you getting your mortgage from? A computer. When you have to input your social insurance number for any sort of credit or any like a loan or whatever it might be, a security check, what are you inputting it to? A computer. Where's your banking on? A computer. Where is your transcripts on? A computer. Where's your medical records on? A computer. Your prescription medicine records? A computer. Everything is digital. Everything. What I'm opposed to 100% is a social credit system like they have in China, which the federal government in Canada is eventually going to put in place. If Danielle Smith comes out in support of a social credit system, I will drop Danielle Smith that day. I promise you that. That will absolutely happen. But no, I'm not opposed to your healthcare card being on your phone. That's not digital ID. Or your driver's license. That is not digital ID. Digital ID gets dangerous when you attach it to a social credit system, which, if that ever happens, I will 110% be opposed to. But for somebody just to come out and say, this is digital ID because it's on your phone, everything is on your phone. Everything is on the internet. Whether you like it or not, it's on a network. It's on the computer. Whether you like that or not, if you pay taxes, you collect an income, you get a loan, you have a cell phone bill, whatever this might be in your life, you are already using a form of this digital ID that you hate. And you've been doing it for absolutely years. I had to get my university transcripts at one time. This is years and years ago. And it was all online. I had to get a proof of a high school diploma once, and I couldn't find mine. I found it since. And I had to get it online through Alberta Transcripts. Everything is online. Everything. So to think that, one, you're going to reverse that, you're delusional. Right? If you're going to reverse that, you're absolutely delusional. Two, if you're going to call that digital ID and fearmonger people into digital ID because they automatically attribute that to social credit, you're doing a disservice to absolutely everybody. I am for convenience. I am not for social credit. Social credit system is going to happen in this country. This is why I'm pro-independence. We can control it. This is why we can say, no, it's not happening. But as far as my driver's license being on my phone, I could care less. Or my medical records, or my fucking healthcare card, or my transcripts, or my banking info, or whatever it might be. No. I don't want to go to the bank every time with my checkbook and ledger and balance my checkbook and do no. So Danielle Smith is not for digital ID in the way that these people are trying to sell it to you. It's just another way that people that are opponents of Danielle Smith are trying to call her out on things. So they don't like it. It is what it is. What is social credit? Social credit would be, you would be on a point system. Okay. So just say you were driving down the freeway and you got a speeding ticket from a camera and you didn't pay that speeding ticket. Well, you would start losing services that were attached to that. Right? So we already do have a form of it where if you don't pay your tickets, you can't get your registration. That's been happening for years, but maybe not giving you access to social events, right? Then you would have a social credit score. So basically, if you were a person that jaywalked and a person that, because through facial recognition, they could find that out, person that wasn't up to date on their taxes, you wouldn't be able to go to a ski hill. for instance, because they would have to scan you. And it's like, well, you owe money. What are you doing scheme? Like, it's a very dangerous situation to be in. You lose all freedoms in a social credit system. And I'm not interested in that. Merry Christmas to you, Jeff. Yeah, well, the thing is, though, James, with digital currency, so we do have paper currency already, but even the paper currency is backed digitally, and the banking system is the biggest scam that anybody has ever created, I believe, because you can give $20 to a bank and they can loan half of that out right away without even having the money, right? So that's kind of where we're at. Right here. Insurance companies and banks will love the social credit. Yes. But the thing is we have to stop it, right? We have to stop social credit from going anywhere. And how to do that is through an independent Alberta, because Danielle Smith, I can tell you, does not stand for that. And like I said, I will drop Danielle Smith in a heartbeat if she is for social credit. But yeah, the digital ID people is insane how they try to do it. I've done videos on it, and I'm not going to do any more because it's a nothing burger to me. There is no talk of social credit system in this province. Now, for me to get my healthcare card on my phone, I'm not immediately like, man, we're losing our freedoms because they implemented a system that I was literally already doing with my camera roll. If you know what I'm saying, right? Hopefully you guys know what I'm saying on that. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys. Please like, share, subscribe. BertaProudDad.com. Thanks, Ed.
What the absolute fuck?
Thanks, Ed. But yeah, we appreciate each and every one of you. That's truly how the channel continues to be around and continue to grow, is with your support and your love. We look forward to 2026 and everything it's going to bring to us on the channel. And we wouldn't be here without you. So please go check it out. Like the banner has been scrolling at the bottom. We are a supporter-sponsored channel. Please visit BertaProudDad.com. Have a great day, everybody. Much love.